All right, it's recording. It's live now. They can hear you.
Alright, so while the thought is fresh in my head, let me try to explain to you what red pill is from like not from the perspective of these podcasters, somebody who comes up and has got the boisterous opinion on red pill. Red pill is I want you to imagine the Olympics.
Okay.
And I want you to imagine pole vault, right?
Oh, you already told me this.
Yeah, I'm gonna break it down now that you got it recorded. So imagine pole vault.
Okay.
And everybody's on the side screaming, "You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. You can't do it. You're not shit. You're not gonna make it." You come running down the lane, with all of life's weight, all of everything in life on you, and you make it over this pole vault. But what does the bar represent? The bar represents all of the real, quote unquote, real man things that you're supposed to do for a woman.
Oh,
And
okay.
then she's gonna magically become this Donna Reed, Martha Stewart, uh, my favorite, whatever TV show you want to pick. She's gonna become this, Huxtable wife, whatever. Once you clear this pole, red pill is completing all that. Red pill is paying off the house, paying off the vehicle, putting solar panels on everything, autonomously running the house, new doors, new windows. Red pill is doing everything. It's jumping over that pole, landing, and realizing that they're mentally damaged and not able that they set that lofty goal with the idea that you wouldn't make it over. So once you land, you become completely unrelatable to any other or female. A woman will be able to relate to you. Let me be clear on that. A woman will be able to relate to who you are as a man. Once you clear that pole, a woman will be able to relate to who you are.
Because she understands objectively what you've done.
She's going to know that you cleared that pole, and she's going to understand what her role and her behavior is. She's around you.
Okay.
Because you cleared that pole. But these 304s, Keishas.
304s is crazy. That's a term for like a friend with benefits, or for like a throwaway.
And so they're not gonna be able to relate to you because all they know is screaming that you're not gonna make it. So when you have made it, if you're not doing anything for them, what difference does it make anyway?
This is about to go over the Minecraft gameplay, so they're gonna be like, "Whoa, this dude is snapping." But yeah, no, that's real. That's real that you're talking about it like that.
Well, I'm not snapping.
No, like in like a positive light.
Somebody who cleared the pole.
Yeah. You're speaking from experience, which is different.
When I say clear the pole, I'm talking about me and your stepmom's dad yell at her about the same thing. We yell at her about finance.
Yeah.
And you get time to time when you were around, you'd hear her screaming that we were trying to control her life.
Well, yeah, she did. She said that like 3-4 times.
Really trying to control her life or the money.
You're trying to control the money to get it stable. Like it's not like you didn't have her best interest at heart. You were trying to get everything stable for the money.
That's where red pill comes from. Red pill comes from guys who really cleared the pole. So now.
Well, let me be clear. That's one example of red pilling it. That's the one way to become aware is by.
Let me explain. Let me finish.
Okay.
Now you got these guys, commentators. So, okay, let me ask you something.
Okay.
When you're watching the basketball game and you're watching somebody, Anthony Edwards, come down and do his thing, who do you want to hear talk about it? Do you want to hear some guy in a suit who never took a layup? Or do you want to hear what Magic Johnson has to say?
Magic Johnson, because he's got experience about it.
That's 99% of the red pill community is a bunch of guys in a tuxedo who never took a jump shot.
Oh, you're talking about basically people who are faking the red pill, pseudo red pill users. People who haven't gone through the experience to acquire that kind of life experience.
Took a jump shot. They never took a jump shot, man. Not one.
Yeah, but you're speaking like analogously, like the crowd might not understand, but yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh no, you're good. What you're doing, you're explaining it perfectly.
Relatable example. More relatable example.
Okay.
I can't remember what game it was, you and Jubei were dying to play this game.
It might have been Call of Duty.
Nope. And I was watching you guys play, and I'm like, no, I know a couple of guys that's masters at this
Skyrim.
game.
It was Skyrim.
And okay, Skyrim. I say, I know a couple Skyrim masters, so you guys would be doing stuff, and I would be like, I don't do that. Go over here and do that. And they were like, how would you know that? Well, that's because I was around the Skyrim masters. So I didn't pretend to be the Skyrim master. I took you to them, like, hey, these are my son and his homeboy. They want to show them what you got. So
you know this is going on YouTube, right?
I don't care. So
good. No, it's good content. It's good content.
I showed you guys over there. It's fine because I took you to be a real Skyrim master. The point of what I'm saying is that's what's going on with Red Pill content. Is you got a lot of guys who was there and met the guys and heard the stories, and now they're on the podcast telling the stories. It's basically no different than most modern gangster rap. It's some guy who never been there rapping about some stuff that he hasn't ever seen or done.
Yeah.
And that's what Red Pill content is. And the real guys.
Oh, that's what you're saying. You're saying Red Pill is like it's a bad environment because it's not people who really done it.
The real guys who are knee deep in the trenches, we don't make Red Pill content because we're out here living it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally my perspective on it too.
Driving trucks up and down the country, hauling stuff, fixing houses, working with the father, building legacy while dealing with a hard-headed ass motherfucking woman.
Yeah.
So
no, that's real.
We're literally running. We have no time to have the camera or to sit at the podcast studio table because we're running down the lane trying to clear the next pole they just put up for us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true.
So Red Pill isn't what you think it is. It's a bunch of sportscasters. Like, I would go as far as to call almost, I would give Kevin Samuels the best honor because he talked about the Red Pill community. He never said he was in it. He was an image consultant and provided people with a reflection of themselves, and they couldn't take it.
Oh yeah, you gotta you do image really well if you do it like that. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, like straight up, without no joke, a lot of those guys in that Red Pill community, they are 111,000% announcers, man, and sportscasters. These guys.
They're people who've never taken a jump shot, like you said.
They never took a shot. They never, that'd be like me.
What?
Steve, the dad, trying to tell somebody else like, oh yeah, this is how you build a rocket ship. I never built a rocket ship. What the hell would I tell you how to build one for?
Yeah.
Here these guys out here in the Red Pill community buying Kudakata. They're buying Kudakata.
Kudakata's code word, by the way, guys. So that way you guys, if you guys are like, what is Kudakata? It's basically like it's hard to describe, but they're paying for women, to say the least.
They're buying Kudakata. Some of them are buying male Kudakata.
Yeah.
So and then these dudes come and get on the TV, on the podcast, and they just spread
misinformation and falsehoods.
They spread disinformation and terror among the community, the dating community. It doesn't just have to be black or white.
No, it's
just the
general.
dating community, period, is a cesspool. It don't matter what race you pick. If you're in America, you can you need a hazmat suit to go in this dating pool.
Yeah. It is pretty terrible at times, actually. You're not lying about that. It is, like, there's a lot of, like, crazy women out there and crazy guys. There's a lot of toxic people in toxic relationships. There's good women in toxic relationships, good men in toxic relationships, and toxic relationships where they're both toxic. There's all kind of stuff going on out there right now. You're not lying about that. And so it only makes it worse if there's, like, fake red pill people, fake red pill concerts.
Another big red pillar.
Who? Fats.
Down in Greenville.
Oh, yeah, because he takes care of his woman.
But do we got time to record Red Pill?
No, he's busy. He's in the shop right now. Actually, you could call him right now. He might be in the shop. He might be on the job site right now.
That's just what I was telling you. So when we still talk about this Red Pill content, it just ties right into the next thing.
Yeah. That's why this video is gonna be red pill as explained by my dad. Red pill as explained by my dad.
Red pill content, really, believe it or not, is the polar opposite of feminism.
In a way, because feminism is supposed to empower the women for a healthy way, but it turns unhealthy.
We're not gonna do the heavy lifting.
The women, mostly
people,
women.
They're simplified. There are more people who are not involved in any of the heavy lifting.
Oh, yeah, because there's not a lot of people doing the heavy lifting nowadays. There's not a lot of real people out there anymore.
Were you down there working with me after the tornado?
Yeah, we were doing all kinds of stuff down there.
See us cutting the tree down?
Yeah, we were cutting the tree down.
Did you see any woman cutting the tree?
No, there were men. It was all men. The women were at the house just taking care of the kids.
And they brought us food when we were hungry.
They did, yeah, they did. Yeah, she literally brought us breakfast before we would go to the job site.
Let's examine the one woman that we saw on the job site was Kevin's wife, and she was a cold plumber.
Oh, she was well, there was that one lady who worked in the office. They work in office jobs. They don't like be out in the
No,
in the
I'm
construction.
talking about down there now at Fats, but I'm talking about Kevin's wife when we were building that house.
Oh.
We were working on Gloucester.
She was a plumber?
And the plumber, his wife was white. The white dude had a wife, remember?
Yeah.
She was good.
Oh, she could plumb?
She used to take Doug to Lowe's and teach him how to buy parts, stuff for the house.
Oh.
It was glorious. So there are no. I'm not going to say there aren't any women, but there are. You won't see a lot of them out there doing heavy lifting.
Oh, okay.
So, the same thing with the red pill dudes. They're not out there doing the heavy lifting, bro.
No, they're not.
They're not out there jumping over. You don't see these red pill dudes. Name one dude that's coming on did red pill and he's got a wife and kids, other than that Andrew dude from the whatever podcast.
From the whatever podcast.
That's it.
Oh, that was a rare circumstance. So that was like we both watched that. She was like talking about how to be a traditional woman though, to like a lot of feminists out there who don't believe in those kind of ideals anymore because they think that there's men who don't exist for it anymore.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at it. So that's what red pill is.
Red pill is traditional. Yeah, it's a traditional mindset.
This is gonna be a hard take, bro.
Okay.
But red pill is male feminism.
Male feminism. Oh, it's like feminism but for men because it's like supposed to support the men, like empowerment of men.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because
that's fair.
Because your spin is red pill is when you're done doing it, you're gonna have the perspective that I have. You can't start off with the perspective I have.
Oh no.
You have to be finished. You have to finish doing. You have to clear that. You have to go through that first divorce. Raise those two stepkids.
Yeah.
Before you start saying it's thankless work, have a stepdaughter that you raised from 3 years old that you can't even see the grandkids.
Oh yeah, no, that's terrible. That's thankless work.
That's what I'm saying. Red pill guys out here are really living it.
Yeah.
We're
don't
not
have time to post about it.
Yeah, and these guys you see, it's like, bro, imagine me. It's just like Madden. There are people on the field, and then there are people in the booth announcing. And red pill is like the sportscasters of male feminism.
Oh, because you're saying like they're not actually out in the field because if you were out in the field you wouldn't have time. It's like being in the trenches basically. You're saying that the men who are red pills are in the trenches digging up the floor.
Red pills are the guys who come and hang around the guys like me and Fats when we're talking about what we really go through. And they're the guys sitting around listening, nodding, and commenting, and then they go off and put their headphones on in their room after they're done covering themselves with mustard and masturbating, and then they go on and talk about red pill content.
Oh, what the hell? Mustard and masturbating. Pause.
Yeah, these guys, you get no credit from me.
No.
Because you wouldn't have time.
Good.
If you're really out here doing red pill stuff, you're going to be driving to take care of that son that's somewhere else. You're going to be handling your brother and his wife with his leg cut off.
Like what you've been doing. You've been doing all kind of stuff.
Taking care of your daughter who needs to go get ready to have surgery. You got shit to do.
Yeah.
You don't have time.
You don't have time to be doing the red pill content. You're busy
You're
busy being red pill.
I have found time to post Madden content.
You barely fits into your schedule. You're still like when you're playing the game, she be calling out to you and stuff. You still have to be having to go help her and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. So red pill you don't got time. These guys are the sportscasters of the real man community.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. You're not even lying about that. It is kind of terrible though the way that it's all set up.
And then you start looking at every one of these guys is going down. They're catching every one of them buying Instagram models. They finally got some money. They get caught with OnlyFans chicks and buying Instagram models. They're Johns and tricks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got all y'all food.
At least most of them don't really do real red pill content.
You want the real red pill? The real red pill doesn't matter what you think about a woman. The real red pill is to work on yourself.
Oh yeah, no, because at the end of the day, the only one who can control you is you. You're supposed to always work on yourself.
Working on yourself,
yeah.
You're gonna automatically all this other shit. You're gonna automatically know not to deal with it because you're gonna start having those inner questions and thoughts to yourself. Be like, is this worth my time? So the work on yourself is the true red pill.
It's crazy because you know exactly my thought process. That's literally my thought process as you're talking about it. It's like, is it really worth going through all that? Like you naturally you have a natural proclivity to ask those kind of questions if you're really red pilled, if you really think in a certain manner like that. Because like you're talking like, yeah, it's not gonna be worth my time. You gotta find a good woman. Like at least for myself, my goal is to like basically find a woman to be with for the rest of my life. But those are the kind of questions that go through my mind.
Combination of things. It's gonna be some of it's gonna be a reflection of you.
Yeah.
The other part of it is gonna be a reflection of the people who raised her.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
I have to talk to her. I have to talk to her all the time about some of the habits that breaking down her grandma's habits.
Yeah. Because she learned
it from her.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want him to be like your dad? Do you want him to always be in trouble with his mom every time you turn around?
No, he wouldn't. No, you don't. She wouldn't want that for him. But you gotta ask the questions in a certain we can think like that, but we need the proper
She knew.
Yeah.
She didn't know anything else. She realized it. She was like, that's all I know.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like you need an outside perspective. You need a fresh set of eyes, basically, to ask a question in a certain way to make you think about like what's going on. Like you need someone who's like really like a breath of fresh air, who's like, are you sure you want to do it like this, and that? And then when you hear it in that certain order, it makes you think, oh, you immediately self-reflect. So that's what you're doing is you're providing that kind of red pill energy for her to basically make her more aware. You're waking her up in a way that's like conducive to making her have her own perspective. You're basically you're growing a plant basically. And the more you water it and put sunlight on it, the better it'll grow. So it's much like that. Our plants are perspectives. If you water the plant with good water, it's going to grow in a natural way that's more conducive to its growth. It's going to grow how you water it. So if you water your perspective with red pill content, you're going to have that's not real red pill content. You're going to have a harder time.
Now we're to the point where there's two types of red pill content.
Yep, literally. Yep. Now there's 2 points.
So now it's ESPN in the morning time.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Now,
hold on. Let me finish. And the Super Bowl's over. And now it's time for people to come in and talk about the Super Bowl. And who would you rather hear? Two chicks and some dude who never took a snap? Or do you want to hear from Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, and
we're coming over on
Tom Brady
right now. Oh, definitely Lawrence Taylor and Tom Brady and who was the third guy?
Why?
Because they have experience. You don't want to hear someone talk about something they don't know anything about. They're lying to you.
If you understand that analogy, then you clearly understand there are two types of communities on the red pill.
Well, yeah, that was already addressed by me though.
There's guys with the ring on who took the snaps, who played through the seasons injured, and they got the ring, and now they can put the ring on. And there's people that talk about it who never took the snap.
Well, no, yeah, no, it's being no. There's 2 kinds of content, yeah. Because if you water yourself with the proper red pill content, you'll be more self-aware. But if you water yourself with the terrible content, you'll get a false view of yourself.
What content is what content?
Well, that's the part of that is determining how much they like. You're gonna have to basically go through trial and error to find the appropriate kind of content. But a lot of the people, like you're saying, a lot of people who are doing red pill stuff aren't recording, so a lot of them could be immediately X'd out. Yeah, right. He's not. You can
start. Patrice O'Neal's a great starting point.
Sure, he's because he actually has experience with women. So when he talks about women, he speaks from a place of experience. You want someone who's experienced, basically.
Starting by admitting that he understood his mother was full of shit.
Well, yeah, because he will call it out his
Started
mom.
there, and
Like,
that was the beginning.
he would do that
And
too.
a lot of men are never gonna heal in this world.
Yeah.
Because of mommy. Like you might have, like, don't act on it. Just let the thought marinate in your mind
What?
as I talk about it.
Are you talking about my mom?
Don't realize. A lot of men do not realize the damage that is done, and I was like this. I was like, mommy, grandma.
Oh.
Grandma. And I was like, they can't do no wrong.
No, that's not true. Anyone can make an error.
They were realized they're full of shit and realized the damage I was doing to my life and my emotional mentality by holding them in such high regard, not disrespecting them, but not just continuing to hold them in a high regard like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't do anything wrong, like, you know, and you experienced it the other day. You experienced it yourself when you said that shit to Rosie, and then they turned around and was like, and she was like, I'm your mom. Does that mean you're not supposed to tell the truth?
No, you definitely are supposed to tell the truth. That's a part of
Order
a part of womanhood that they don't want to
66
accept. They don't want to accept that real women tell the truth, and they're like they act. That's more feminist to tell the truth. You become more attuned with yourself.
66?
Huh?
Is that order 66 much?
Execute order 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is tacky of her. That was poor etiquette of her. She like you're always supposed to tell the truth, especially your kids, because they grow up on lies. Then
real questions, and then you motherfucking.
you want to loophole them and make their life difficult by lying about what you really are,
You
what
came
the
with
real
the
is.
flaming can fist uppercut of truth
Me?
about her motherhood. Yeah, you did that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because my mom wasn't there for me like that.
Spin, she bounced off the car.
that wall bounce combo.
And they called me right away, bro. Listen,
Oh yeah, no, because she kicked me out. She said don't stay with me then.
He said that Chantel was a better mom than Tanika.
Yeah. What do you see? That's the thing about reality. Reality always sides with the truth. So they're all hurt because they weren't expecting me to be honest about it. That was the truth. Dukes has been a better stepmom than mom has been. If anyone, that's why she's called Dukes, is because she earned the title. She earned it. You can't take it from her. That's like building a house. The house is always gonna be there no matter what.
To be perfect is insane.
What?
Especially when you're dealing with a stepmom.
Oh yeah, no, you can't get perfection, but you can be better. There's always better.
Her off, her brand you or no shit like that, nigga. I'm talking about. I know about some stepmoms doing some shit, nigga, throwing niggas shit away, going in and pouring water in that nigga's video game.
Oh yeah, no, Dukes never did that. Dukes, all my like recently when going to pick up my stuff, all my stuff was perfectly organized, lined up perfectly. She knew where everything was.
Nothing missing.
Man, she gets credit for that. She's a good woman, and if she watches this on YouTube, she'll see it. But yeah, no, Dukes, thank you for that. It was nice to have all my stuff in a place and not pawned off like mom does. Mom pawned the Wii that she bought for me, and she ended up pawning it. So like, thank you for not pawning my stuff off, Dukes. Not to show you can my mom again with the flaming fist of truth, but it's when the truth comes up, you have to speak upon it. So, thank you, Dukes.
Can you imagine? You still got your stand-up video game downstairs.
Like all my stuff was there. Like my inhaler's with me right now because it was still there.
Still sitting there with dust on it. Nobody touches it.
Oh yeah, no.
Zaya might play it sometimes.
What? Oh, the Switch?
I think Zaya plays it.
Yeah, he plays the Switch. That's about it though. That's different. Because you guys bought the Switch from me, so.
But that's red pill. But that's what I'm talking about with red pill. So
yeah.
That's by working on yourself, you're gonna
automatically be red pilled.
Woman into your life.
Yeah, that's true because you'll attract her to you. You won't have to worry about having to go out and go fish because you're already got the bait in the line by being better for yourself. You're already fishing on your own by being a better person for yourself, by taking care of yourself, being more self-aware, asking questions all the time. That's all. If you guys are listening in, though, you want to know how you can do better, ask questions. Stop gooning. Don't goon, guys. Please don't goon because that's not gonna help you. We honestly go to a therapist, get help, find outlets to.
Questions to ask.
Yeah, always ask questions. Even if it's a dumb question, you answer it and learn to answer your own questions.
When, where, and why.
Yeah, who, what, when, where, why,
always
guys.
got those 5 questions in your head.
Yeah.
You will avoid 90% of the dumb shit.
If you start with what, you'll be pretty good off. Like start small. Start with what you can do, basically. So start with what would be like most efficient for you to start with. So start with what's easy. So if you're good at asking what, or if you're good at asking why, work on that. Improve your strong points. So that way you can work on your weak points with your strong point, basically. So yeah. Start with what. If you're good at what, start with what. If you're good at how, start with how. Ask questions and learn to answer the questions. Or if you can't answer it, do your best to reason. Reasonability is one of mankind's greatest tools. We were given a brain for a reason by God, or by natural selection, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. When they say intelligent design, my dad always brings up the carbon dioxide that we exhale is the exact fuel that the trees need in order to give us oxygen for life. So
that is not by accident.
That is intelligent design. That's not by accident. So yeah, this is
and it doesn't end there.
No, it doesn't.
In there. When our bodies pass away and we decompose, we become food for the trees.
Yeah, that's true. We're coming up on 26 minutes on this podcast too. So you guys know, it's telling me right here, like it's hold on, let me clear out my background, make it a little better. Yeah, City Pop over Dragon Ball Z, some Minecraft tabs. Had to clean up my little background. This might go over some Minecraft content for the sake of brevity, but nope. This is Kiazumani and the old man basically on a little podcast. This is like the start of the podcast. It starts here. Already doing Twitch streaming, so if you guys tune in, you'll see me playing Elden Ring. Check out our content. We got some good gaming content. But yeah. We're talking about today's topic is the red pill. So we were talking about red pills and how
today's topic is the 2 red pills.
The different the red pill as explained by Pops. So he's breaking down the difference between the red pill. So there's the real red pill and then there's a pseudo red pill.
And the overview for those of you that fast forward through the video to try to get to the end. Let me make sure I put this a recap overview. Who do you want to see interview the star quarterback after the game? Some chick or Tom Brady? I want to see Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He got 7 rings. He won the big championship 7 times. That's who I want to see. I want to see the guy that won talking about it. And Red Pill is basically a bunch of guys who never took a snap and they want to interview all of the people like they play football. You didn't play the game. You didn't go out in life, raise a family, and just do what makes Red Pill exist. Creating families is what makes Red Pill exist. Bottom line. And so, at the end of the day, you guys are watching a bunch of yo-hos who are buying Kudakata try to convince you that they got life and marriage all figured out. So, that's it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you liked the video, liked it. If you didn't, dislike it, comment down below, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Love you guys. Alright, it's recording.
So let's start with Mr. Callipy.
Okay.
Wherever you want to start the editing, but we start with Mr. Callipy.
It'll go like right after the other clip though.
Alright, so let's do Mr. Callipy.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. So you had a lesson, and the lesson was in financial literacy. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to talk about? Okay, so basically he was
I'll
like,
jump in and
he was trying to teach us how to be financially literate, but my dad had structured it already for me to do that as such. And when we introduced our concept to the curriculum, it was basically how to live your life and how to financially live your life in a budget. We were learning how to budget, but we had already figured out everything that we needed for our own house because my dad is he's one of the few people who understand money really well. He took a course in high school on his own understanding. So we had our own curriculum, and he said that we couldn't do it. But we had to prove to him that we could do it, and when we did, and like there's land in my company's name right now. If you guys want to buy some, it's American Equities International. A little bit of advertisement there. But that only goes to show that we understood better than what he was trying to teach. If you're financially literate, you're going to be able to teach other people how to be financially literate. If you're financially illiterate, much like Mr. Callipy was, you're not going to be able to teach people the financial literacy. So he was trying to teach us, but he didn't know everything. That's like someone who's never caught a fish teaching you how to fish. You're not going to catch anything. That simple. Yeah, this is the only time when my yapping really comes into good play here because well, you know,
So,
you talk on a
so
podcast.
basically, with the program, they had a set amount of money. He gave
Yes,
you guys a set amount of money,
correct.
and so based on the current list that I was working with, I was able to find houses, properties that were able to be fixed within that budget, able to get this car from the auction with this budget.
This is correct. This is all fact.
Eliminating a few things out of the way. So much so to the point he gave GC an F. Okay, that's fine. I took it to the principal and told him this is how we really live.
This
so
all happened.
Us an F on how we live.
Sips black tea.
Yeah. Then he has to go back and redo the curriculum and make it fit so that his narrative and what he's trying to teach and but that was Mr. Callipy, and that's what these red pill content dudes are. Leading right back into that. Red pill content is these guys giving you tips and tricks on how to get chicks and live a lifestyle when they don't even do it themselves. They're buying the kudakata.
Paying for women, basically. We already talked about this, but if you're tuning in now and again, and you're like skipping around, it's paying for women, basically. You're buying women. You're buying love.
They're buying the fish.
Yeah, you're buying the fish, which is fine, but don't go around advertising it like you can catch it if you're not catching it like how you're supposed to catch it.
And so that's where there's two types of red pill content, but it's real hard to find the other red pill content because real red pill content isn't gonna sound friendly. It ain't gonna have no part of it. It's gonna tell you to look at you too. It's not just gonna tell you to blame these chicks and these chicks are like this and like that. No, real red pill content is gonna still tell you that you got work to do as a man.
You can hear the age in my dad's voice if you listen close enough.
You got work to do. And ain't no slacking up. You could call it trauma. Maybe that's what them old leftover slaves put in us with trauma. But it made men out of us. Whatever you want to define as what does a man do? A man is a provider. A man is a protector.
Yeah.
I guess that's how you got good Roman soldiers. They sent the boys up the hill and gave them flowers and trinkets. And they did beads all day. And that's how Roman soldiers were created, right?
Oh no, the story that they told us in high school history about Roman soldiers was crazy.
Emotional and psychological hell, and they came back ready to defend and protect and provide for their people. The formula works. We call it the Marines. the formula
no, you're
works.
good. You're good on that. You're not lying about anything.
We call it the Army. We call it the Navy. We got fancy names for it. But it's nothing more than the Spartans all over again. And they're trying to take that out of that real red pill would never remove that. Because it's a proven formula that works. Every military complex is built on going through this trauma, going through this psychological suffering, and then when you're done, you're ready for some shit. And when you really want to go through some real psychological suffering and shit, they got some shit. In China, it's called Beijing.
What are you talking about Beijing for? What do you mean? What's going on with Beijing?
That's just the name of they don't got no name. Like how we got Navy SEALs.
Oh, that's what you're saying. You're saying like the whole circumstances that
the
bad.
The highest level is what? They got video games about the best of the best.
Yeah.
The most traumatized motherfucker is called Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six Siege is crazy. Or Call of Duty World at War, all the Call of Duty games, the Call of Duty franchise.
What are you talking about? That's the best of the best. Those dudes went through mental and emotional trauma.
That's true. Black Ops is based on a true story. Like they really found files about Mason. Mason's a real person. Like that's a real they code worded him, but like his code name was Mason, or like they had a special name for him, but they used Mason.
18 to 25, and when these men come out of this thing, man, they're ready. That's the formula. Look at every military on the planet.
That's what you've been doing with me.
And so it works. You can be mad at the process or understand the process and respect it.
Yeah.
Because it's a process that all that we have, all that is in your life is built on that old school, you got to get up. You got to step it up to the next level.
Yeah, you raised me on that too. You raised me on that. But you raised me on like in a different way about it. But like, no, you raised me the exact same way too. No, honestly. Yo.
It's tough.
Oh, thanks.
But the world is gonna be way harder, way more cruel.
Yeah, I might edit this over like a little animation or like a little GIF or something. Gotta figure out how to edit it, but it's gonna be edited though for sure. The audio will play separately from the video. It might be you might have me playing Minecraft or something, but yeah, this is we're coming up on like almost 10 minutes right now, 7 minutes. So
that's one thing that these young men really need to understand. They should consume red pill content, but they should consume the correct red pill content. What's appropriate. We need to, we need to divert these young men from right and wrong, which is the biggest emotional and mental and ethical trap there is.
okay, so then we gotta redefine red pill, what red pill means, and we have to use like the Matrix as an example because that's what the term red pill came from.
But you gotta go for what's correct.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
What's appropriate.
Yeah, what's acceptable, unacceptable? Because you raised me on correct and incorrect, acceptable, unacceptable, appropriate, inappropriate. You raised me on that.
Valid, invalid.
Yeah, valid, invalid. Like because the term, like when you say right and wrong, people don't understand that stuff goes way back to the Crusades. Like they were basically it was the Protestant Reformation at the time. It was basically the Protestants versus the Catholics, and the Protestants and the Catholics were saying that like, oh, you're right or you're wrong. What?
They were killing left-handed people.
Yeah, because you were right or you're wrong. They said the left hand was of the devil. No, that's real. Like they made like a movie about it, but like that's based in real fact. Like they really it was really that bad.
Man, we called it the Dark Ages for a reason because religion ruled, and there was some dark times, witches.
Yeah. No, it was terrible. We were tying people to rocks, throwing them in the water. See if they floated, they were a witch. If they died from drowning, they were a human. Like, you guys don't have any better method of verification for that kind of thing? Like, you guys don't test spells on people, see if they have any magic affinity or nothing? Come on, y'all. Man, even in Black Clover, even in Black Clover in the anime, they had a ritual that like a spell book would come to you.
And let this sink in. Imagine the people that were judging the woman were men with makeup and wigs on, bro. Let that.
And they wore tights. Don't forget about tights. Shakespeare, like a lot of men acted as women in the times of acting because they didn't let women act.
Prince, bro.
You said what?
They was dressed like Prince, but they was not.
They weren't the player that Prince was. Yeah.
If you can get hot chicks, like he did, because
Prince dressed up in tights, makeup, and a wig, and he bagged women.
You cannot wear a pirate shirt, blouse.
He did dress like a pirate though. He dressed like old European royalty basically. That fit goes hard though. That's an iconic Prince outfit with the purple blouse on, with the gold trim. Yeah, no, that goes hard. He with the perm and tights on. This dude dressed like a Shakespearean actor. What? They didn't let women act back in the day, so men had to act. And then they dressed like women, so it was like watching Prince dress like that pulled women. Oh my gosh, Prince, you're so beautiful.
My point was with these was judging the women back then for witchcraft.
Yeah, but they were terrible.
Makeup and a wig, and they would dress like Prince with pilgrim shoes.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Diabolical.
It is
diabolical.
It is diabolical. That's no lie about that. That is terrible. Well, yep, this is Red Pill as explained by the old man.
Of the red pill. So that's the same thing. Nothing has changed. And to be honest with you, just to let you know, the ultimate end of this is the same thing as kind of watching what's going on in the United States, and somebody can hang me for this. But it's like watching, like, if you put it, just lay it over that feudal era in China.
Oh, you talking about
when the eunuchs rose up, because you had this
what dynasty was that? Let me look that up.
You had the masculine stuff going on, and in the middle of all this masculinity, somehow the Yuan courts rose up. The eunuch courts.
Yeah, they don't even tell you what.
Power, and that's the same thing that's going on in America right now.
Oh, they're castrating the men. They're What is it called? There's a special term for it though. It's not castrating. It's they're effeminizing or something. They're euthanizing the men through it's a special term though. It's like they used to do it to the slaves too.
No, they're doing it through the apps. They're doing it through dating apps. They're doing it through the T app. They're doing it through Tinder. They're euthanizing. They're creating a rift between the men and the women that's fighting. That's what the gay community wants, which is retarded because it takes two straight people to make a gay person. The math is hate me.
No, what was it called when they cast? It was a special term though. It was like remove the test. Yeah, they castrated. They made eunuchs, but like it's so bad that like, they don't even tell you what like dynasty it was in. It was like multiple dynasties that they did it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can Google it quickly, but yeah,
yeah, doing it right now actually. Castration. No, because castration was one example of it though. It was like
And they were pickling people too, man. Don't forget the pickling.
Yeah, no, they were pickling people they make like movies about it and they joke about it, but like at the same time like that really did happen. Like they'll have Jet Li in that one movie with the throwaway line. He was like, "Your body will be pickled." It was like, what the? But like they really did do that. Like they pickled the body parts for whatever like that red pickle sauce, that red pickle
now
juice.
Look at America. Now look at modern America. It is not cool to be a strong man. It's the same.
Well, they have like a lot of standards about
Even
it basically.
Though the times are different and the weapons are different, but it's still they use the media, they use the news outlets to control what was being said. The eunuchs controlled everything in the courts. And now look at America. You know, that community controls everything. You know, I would honestly go as far as to say between the community of people from Israel and the other community of people who don't like the people that made them.
What are you talking about, gay people?
I could be talking about gay people, but I don't want to get canceled, so.
Oh, no, you're good.
There's just a community of people who don't like the people that made them.
Oh, no, yeah, no, that's true.
I mean, you're saying...
To say less, or to say nothing, really.
So,
but to speak on the facts of the situation, you're speaking on the facts of it, because there are a lot of people like that who, you know, may end up, you know, basically to say less. Which is an unfortunate circumstance. It's unfortunate that such a circumstance exists, created by people that you don't love or that don't love you.
Yeah, and those people are in power, and those people are in media. Those people are in music. All you gotta do is look back at Diddy. Look at all the music.
Diddy and
look at what Berry Gordy did. Look at Diana Ross was. Berry Gordy was a monster. He was before Puff. Look at what all these music people did. Every time you hear somebody coming forward from music or Hollywood, you hear about the filthy smut that they put them through.
Oh yeah, no, that's terrible. That is terrible. That is like that. No lie. That is pretty terrible. You know, this might only be like.
How much time we got left?
Well, as long as my headphones stay alive, we're trying to figure out the help from my headphones. Trying to find out.
While we're on it, I'm gonna cover one thing while we're talking about this ultra smut and this terrible dating that's going on. We talk about a lot of the sexual problems in the black community, and we gotta go right where it started at, because you're really looking at really almost 200 years ago, which is like four people's lifespans, right?
Okay.
And you're talking about a lot of rape.
Excuse me.
About the slave master just going down to the hut at night. If you're old enough, and you know, great grandma was 87 when she passed Keezy, and that was
she was 97
years ago. Yeah, she was 97 when she passed, and that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah. Or it was at least like 10 years ago for sure.
Yeah. So now let that sink in, and she was alive. And she told me stories about how girls would get dragged out the hut and take them to the master house. And then they'd have a little white baby, and the baby could stay in the house, but not the woman.
Yeah.
You're talking crazy, bro. And
yeah, no, she would talk. That is
but
true.
If the white wife was pregnant, the mother could be in the house with the baby, and she could wet nurse the baby, and the husband would have a slave woman and the wife at the same time. And it was crazy work, man. You talking about real rape and forced rape, forced.
Yeah, this will have to go on. This will be its own video because this is like we're kind of getting off the topic of the red pill, but we're also talking. But like it's connected to the red pill stuff. So never mind, we're not getting off topic.
You're talking about
Yeah, no, you're good.
leftover, unhealed, uncounseled trauma.
The trauma, yeah.
That are in a lot of these women.
Yeah, like that's real trauma that because it gets passed down even if they don't talk about it.
But when you talk about red pill,
Yeah, no,
you
you're
gotta
good.
start off with the pilgrim hat on, bro. You can't start off red pill with a Kango on and some hippie shades and some
No,
hipster clothes.
because you gotta address the history. The history affects the present. So no, you're good on that.
Red pill starts with chasing motherfuckers through the creek with the dog. So
yeah, while we were trying to escape from the slave master.
Real red pill starts there, without a doubt, because that's where the discord in the whole family dynamic in marriage came in, because you had a husband who was supposed to be married to this woman by God, but now he's out there having sex with basically the equivalent of a cow, because that's how chattel slavery works.
That is how chattel slavery worked. Yeah, it was bad.
So he was basically out there having sex with a cow, according to how chattel slavery.
Yeah.
According to the structural of the verbal structural of chattel slavery, what he was out there doing, or bringing a cow in the house while his wife was gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're gonna take it and make it down into what it is. I mean, that's when the dynamic really broke down, not just for our community, but for theirs too.
And it's all tied into red pill because we're dealing with the mentality of the people who were raised by these people.
We're dealing with what's left over.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
We're dealing with what's left over. You're gonna wash a pot out in the sink. You gotta let it soak and scrub that stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, otherwise you're not gonna get a good. Yeah, that's true.
And that's
what doesn't come out on the wash comes out on the rinse.
It's mold. You didn't scrub the stuff off at the bottom. We didn't go back and we didn't scrub and look at slavery and all the rape and all the SA that took place during slavery. We're not talking about that and dealing with it as it pertains to right now, because if that type of stuff happens to somebody, they need therapy and counseling. Or guess what? You got cut people bleeding all over someone who didn't cut them. Now you got 4 generations of that, minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. Because that's how bad it was at one point. It was that bad, and now we're dealing with the fallout, the aftermath of it.
These damaged females, these damaged mentally and emotional females. That's right. Who raised them? And who raised that person? And who raised that person? Oh, that person got raised by somebody who got raped and SA'd against their will, almost their entire life until they were too old, until the old master died.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
And then after he got through using her as his human semen repository, then he gave her some land and gave the kid some land in his deathbed.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
They named him Andrew Jackson.
Oh, because he ran the Karuka plantation, didn't he?
Andrew Jackson. Who was the other one that had the black lady that he loved so much? Yeah, it was Jackson.
It was Jackson. Yeah, they said Andrew Jackson had slaves. He was supposed to be president or like a big politician. He had slaves. They don't, because he's like, if you look on the back of like a nickel, that's the plantation. Huh?
But let me tell you something that we're not talking about, bro.
What?
It's not talked about because it's considered taboo.
What?
You got your Google up?
No, now it's up. What?
Who owned more slaves during the slave era? White men or white women? White women. White women owned more slaves, which means that we're not talking about the sexual trauma for the men.
Oh, they said, the AI overview says, while it was once believed that slavery was predominantly a male endeavor, research shows that white women were significant participants and owners of enslaved people, constituting about 40% of all slave owners in some historical data sets. While white men were the majority of slave owners, white women were also deeply involved in the slave economy, actively buying, selling, and profiting from enslavement. And then it goes to list key points about white women as slave owners. Significant ownership. White women were participants in the slave economy and some historians estimate they owned approximately 40% of enslaved people in the American South, according to one expert. Economic agents. White women were not just passive observers, but economic agents within the institution of slavery, holding power and control over enslaved individuals and participating in transactions involving their sale. Challenging perceptions. The common perception that slavery was a male-dominated institution is being challenged by historians who highlight the active and brutal roles of white women as slave owners. Okay, that was a lot, and it's actually on the little screen if you want to read it right now, so you guys can check this out. If you type in who owned more slaves, white men or white women, the AI overview should give you a little something like this. So yeah, it's interesting that you bring it up, and it's proven by the AI, which is literally like a perfect database.
Right?
Yeah, you're talking about
We're
real.
talking red pill, right?
We are.
So now we got sexually traumatized men.
Yeah. We have both men and women who are sexually traumatized.
Women, raising women.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true.
Now you 2 generations deep.
Yep, and it's only getting worse.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. It's bad. That's bad. That's bad for business right there. This little article, and it only proves what you're saying.
Sucks.
Huh?
You're seeing it right now, just from where you are, just in the little bit of work that you're doing in counseling and therapy right now. You're seeing how taking responsibility sucks. Imagine entire lineage. And imagine an entire lineage of people having to take responsibility for SA and great.
But they didn't commit it, but they profit off of what happened.
That itself is the downfall of Western community, because those women, while those men were gone off and took a slave with him on the road while he was gone for 2 months, and he took a slave with him to wash his clothes. And
the woman was also sleeping with the male slaves.
Oh yeah, they called him he called it his bed warmer.
Oh, really? Bed warmer.
Yeah.
Let me Google that.
We're diabolical. It was called his bed warmer. So let's move on.
Oh no, they got like a wholesome meaning for the thing.
While she had a bed warmer, on his trip with him, she had a mandingo.
Oh, you a slave whore whose only purpose was...
Yeah.
Was what? Where was that at? It was like, oh, here it is. Wiktionary. The free dictionary. You, once a slave whore whose only purpose was bed hopping. You, a culturing whore. You may be a queen, but that is now. From this moment on, from now on, you are a bed warmer. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, and so when the women had a mandingo was a big man. She was getting something stuffed in her that didn't fit when he was gone.
Yo.
She had to soak in the salt tub before he came back. So
yeah, this is definitely not for the little kids. This is an adult podcast, by the way, guys. So as a heads up, because we're already talking about people paying for women, the fake red pillers paying for women. We're already talking about that. So we're only going further down into the red pill rabbit hole. So it's literally a rabbit hole because everything's connected.
We're at the bottom.
Well, yeah, we've hit the rock bottom already, guys.
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the rabbit hole where
it's the rock bottom.
You're looking at where both cultures affected each other.
Yeah.
Like, you can't avoid that. It's like you're trying to put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
They did that to me. That happened to me.
You can't do it. You gotta go.
Yeah, no, you're good.
You gotta see somebody, and you gotta see the doctor, and you gotta do the scan, and you gotta tell you what it is.
Yeah, he's gotta graft it. He's gotta tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna do surgery on it, all this other stuff. Yeah. No, yeah, that's true.
So you can't put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Nope, you sure cannot.
You bleed out.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we're doing now as a culture. We're bleeding out because you're talking about red pill and math don't lie. So now we're looking at 40% women, slave ownership, 40% women with significant ownership, including brutal tactics. What does that mean? That means, you know what that means. That means that they were the original Mandingo Bukkake parties.
In some way, and to some extent, yeah.
She probably had a room full of them.
Well,
Just
yeah, because think about it.
Power. Her husband's gone. She sent all the slaves out the house, and she tell him, you got 2 choices. Either you do what I want, or I'm going to tell him you looked at me and made me uncomfortable. And, yeah, they got it. that's different. Modern porn. It's a meme. She's in the room. There's like 5 black guys around her.
That's gonna be on the screen. That's on the screen right now, guys.
That's been going on since slavery.
Man, let me look up the image of it.
And that's basically, you're looking at the beginning of slavery. You should put her in like a 19. You should do that meme, but have her in like a 19.
The girl on couch immune generator, dude. That's a crispy photo, man. What is that about?
1880s, 1890s dress with the, with the thing that sticks out in the back.
Oh, they edited it. That's pretty funny. If you guys are looking at the screen right now, you can see like the little meme edit that Reddit made. That's a different one. Maybe that'd be kind of tedious to do that. It would require me to do it on my phone though.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You have to do it another way too. The other one.
What?
You have to do a white dude on the couch, and then a bunch of black chicks behind him.
Oh, slaves, yeah. But that would require me to draw that though. That'd be different to draw it though. Versus.
No, you can have AI.
This is gonna take me a minute to edit this. You know that, right? Because we're already at like the 30-minute mark. This is gonna be like an hour-long podcast. This next one's getting uploaded. Let me upload it right now, actually.
And you're looking at red pill, right? We're talking red pill, right?
We are. Well, red pill as explained by you.
Marriage and relationships are damaged, and where can we potentially begin to start? Western relationships pretty much were already doomed because we were the only ones who are allowed to have one woman. So from the start, we were already hopping on one leg where everybody else can have like 2 or 3 wives. But here in America, you can only have one. And in all Western countries, which is like America, Canada, England, and Australia or some shit, right?
And well, some African people. Well, no, Africans don't really do that because you can have 4 wives as a practicing Muslim. So no, that's literally about it. America, Europe, Canada, and like Australia.
And so Western civilization right there was doomed for the start. Now you want to add in chattel slavery.
Oh, and then they're practicing what the other countries practice, like through having multiple slaves.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Chattel slavery means that all of this stuff started with chattel slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of the dating, the mess.
Yeah.
Look at slave ownership. That tells you what she was doing while he was gone. But that dude had a wife.
Yeah, and she was married to him, and they were doing extra stuff too.
Probably had a family, and now he's got 2 choices. He can either be whipped and hung, or he can go in here and do this forced bukkake party that she wants.
Yeah. Crazy work. That's crazy work to have to go through that. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the remnants of a society who was plagued by slavery and chattel slavery. Because if you actually look into the Morse history, we never had slaves like that. We had indentured servitude. Indentured servitude was way different than chattel slavery because you're still a servant. You serve, but you're paying off your time.
Barbary raids, man.
Oh yeah, the Barbary raids were crazy.
They were going there and they were looking for the red-headed white women.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're not saints. We're not saints. We've got our flaws too. We did do that.
Like that. I'm not. Don't. Hold on now. Don't. I don't want nobody to think I'm all one-sided on this.
No, because it's bad. It's bad on both sides.
When it was our turn, we were filthy animals.
All right, we're back recording. Where's my phone at? Oh, my headset's right here.
Yeah. So the chattel slavery piece is right there. It's one of the biggest key components of There's a few other things with the how Western dating was set up. Basically the one wife. What's the other word that I just used?
You said chattel slavery and polygamy or monogamy. Monogamy.
Yeah, monogamy, chattel slavery, and then don't forget a Christian nation.
Oh yeah, that's a piece of dish.
Now you got a Christian qualifying that he's out there having sex with an animal and not a human.
Yeah. It gets terrible because of chattel slavery.
Even though it's talking back to him like no horse or cow could. But
yeah.
And now you got these women that's owning these men in this house with the forced hunting.
Yeah, because that's 40% of the whole population.
Explain to me how you're supposed to have that, and then 200 years later, everybody's supposed to be normal.
No, yeah, because you're gonna deal with the fallout from the people who are raised by the other people.
Yeah,
That's why we're still at the lunch right now in
Hold on.
this day and age.
Guess who was one of them people?
Someone in our family, wasn't it?
Your mom.
Oh,
Your mom was raised by Debbie, who was raised by somebody fresh off of slavery.
oh, so we're only like third generation then.
I had to hide from the Klan. So
That's second generation. Yeah, no, that's true.
You know how close to the slavery I was?
You were right there.
Yeah,
You were right
we had
there.
to hide from the Klan.
Man, that's terrible. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Can't even say anything about it. Yeah, my little if you look my little editing apps up, it's recording right now. So yeah.
I'm just telling you that there's gonna be a whole different when you do the real diagnostic work, you'll get back to it and you'll see that it starts with the chattel slavery, the women owning slaves, the men owning slaves, the men taking the slaves with them on the road, calling them bed warmers, hunting them, impregnating them, selling them.
Yeah.
I'm diabolical.
No, that's just true. They could have handled it a lot better. Like what they taught us they taught us like something completely different from school. They said like they like took good care of their slaves, which was like, did they really? Did they really?
Where?
That's what they told me in school. They said like not everyone was doing super terrible stuff with the slaves. They said like there were some good people, and that may be true. But like most of what we went, that's the whole reason we abolished slavery in the first place was because how terrible it was. We didn't abolish slavery and it was perfectly working. There's no reason for you to abolish it then. Why would you fix something that's not broken? At least that's my take. That's my own reasonability at work. At least that's my take on it. It's like why would you change something if it worked? Huh?
There's no reason for me to take the Audi into the shop and have them start taking it apart.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's ridiculous. You don't fix something that's not broken.
Very true. That's correct. Man, this podcast is about this might low key blow up and do numbers though because we got a black father talking to his young black son about like red pill content, and this is like it's like you said, it's like an anomaly raising another anomaly to make more anomalies. It's like, but it's also like it's like the other side of the coin, like because like you were being raised by people who were being raped and essayed about being oh yeah, hold on, let me edit that out. That's gonna be censored, but to be essayed by people who were basically the slave owner, we have the opposite side. We have a father raising his son on how to be a better person. So, two sides of the same coin. That's gonna have to be edited though, because it's gonna take me a little bit to edit it too. So, yeah. You know, YouTube has its rules and guidelines about what kind of content you can make, and they'll demonetize you if you have that in your video. So, that's gonna be edited. Don't worry about that.
The R word.
Yeah, it's so serious. It's crazy. That's why they say SA. Because it's code. But, yeah. Yeah, no, you can't even say it. That's how bad it is.
You can say grape.
Yeah, you can. Code, yeah. Like cheese pizza. So, yeah. CP, cheese pizza. So.
And you gotta say PDF file. You can't.
You got a PDF file. Like really? Yes, it's that bad. That's how bad YouTube is about that kind of stuff. Because how bad it is. So if YouTube's that serious about it, imagine what was going on in the past.
They're sensitive about it because they do it. You only sensitive about shit that you do.
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't really be. Yeah. That's well for the or you have a strong aversion to it. You're sensitive about it in a strong manner.
If gas tank, you wouldn't be embarrassed.
If you said what? Oh yeah.
If I accused you of sticking your dick in gas tanks, you wouldn't be embarrassed.
What the hell? Yeah. That's gotta get censored.
Don't do it.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, but this is the red pill as explained by my father, so you guys are getting a perspective from a man who's survived in the society and who has actually become quite financially literate and financially independent as well. He's very financially independent, so we can do more podcasts like this. So stay tuned for content like this, guys, and see you guys in the upcoming video. So yeah, it's a little podcast almost. You could say it's a podcast basically. Yes.
And remember, red pill content starts with chattel slavery. Men and women own slavery, and they ruin the dating market right then.
Yeah, it starts with like what the landscape was like prior. So you'd be like, how'd you get chattel slavery from red pill? Because the people who are in slavery or who were enslaving people are raising these people like so you go down 3 generations. That's 240 years. If you go back 240 years from 2025, you go back to 88 around that time. If you go back 200 years, if you go back, you go maybe what 1825? They still had slaves at that point. Slavery wasn't abolished until 1886. Is my math off on that? 1865? It was 1865, wasn't it? Yeah, it was
It wouldn't
1865.
matter because you know the real slavery didn't end down to where we was until in the 70s.
Yeah. That was me. That was me doing the long math though, for like people who are trying to trying to really get a real calculation. But that's also part of the real calculation. We were still going through that. So yeah, like first generation removed from slavery is the person who's talking right now, which is me. So it's kind of crazy to think about that.
First generation removed from slavery. So you're probably the third generation removed from slavery. You're the first generation that didn't have to work in the sharecropper field.
Yeah, that's terrible. To like really like put that into perspective, like that's kind of terrible. That's gonna be like that clip right there was gonna like that's gonna be like the little like intro, cause that's crazy. But yeah, no, that's terrible. Yeah. Well,
And for the meme and for the for the screen thing, you can put the what you call it. Oh yeah, you can wrap this up later, guys.
thank you guys. All right.